This book is got over 4,000 blocks in it, and it's cataloged by the different names. I started showing it off last week, but I love looking at it. But what I love even more is Electric Quilt has taken these blocks and put them in software, which makes this even more valuable. So Ed, if you can switch to my computer for a minute. This is called Blockbase Plus. Every single block that is in this book is in this piece of software. This piece of software you do not have to have Electric Quilt to take advantage of this. This is a standalone package. If you have Electric Quilt, you can use it with Electric Quilt. But what's amazing to me is, let's say, I don't know, I'm just going to randomly pick a block.
Pick a card, any card.
All right, I'm going to pick.
Is it the 7 of clubs?
3, 2, 1, 4.
3, 2, 1. What does that even mean? Is that just a random number?
This woman spent decades coming up with researching blocks, and then she gave them all unique numbers to identify them, to make a catalog.
But does the nomenclature mean anything? Like, does 3, 2 specify like
no, watch. So no, I'm going to search.
I'm thinking we need to rewrite this book and have them all mean something.
No, Brackman ideas, but I can search by category, I can search by name, and I'll show you that after. But let's say I'm going by the number that's in the book because Becky has the book, so she knows the number in the book. Whoops. Why didn't that type in? Numlock.
Numlock
Numlock.
on?
Numlock.
Are you numb today? I'm numb and I'm locked.
There it is. Did you see it come up?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, 4. But what's really now this is silly. This stuff, I like this stuff. It's the history of the block is down below here. She says I've got it in here as 9 by 9, but I can make this any size I want.
Eddie.
I've got it 9 by 9, but it doesn't have to stay 9 by 9. And it will tell you that she's got it categorized as a 3-patch pattern. I don't know why. She said it was published back in the day called the Dewey block. So we get a little history about the block. This is not my favorite.
Is it the same Dewey that has the decimal system?
Oh my God.
Are there 10 squares in it?
Are there what? I'm giving up on you guys. Okay, now let's say I want to look for a bear claw.
Bear claw.
Right? We all, I don't know the number. I don't know.
Eddie, do you remember that video Bear Force 1 that you loved as a child? Do you love it even more now that you're an adult and get the joke behind it?
I didn't put it under a published name, sorry. Bear claw.
Isn't the bear claw like a pastry too?
Yeah, it's lots of things.
Is that not plugged in?
How come it's not finding bear claws?
Maybe.
All right, I lied. I spelled it right.
How'd you spell it? B-A-R-E? Because that's not the kind of claw I'd want to see. No, you didn't. Look at my bear claw. It's naked.
So what happens is, I can search on something like that. But now I'm going to show you the magic of this. Because this is fun, but it's not fun enough for me. Let's say I like this one right here, right? I can go to Quilt Layout, and this is so easy to learn. That's what I love the most about it. And go to Quilt Layout, and there, it's not going to give me all the details, but it's going to, what if I just wanted to make this one block, and I wanted to make it as a regular horizontal layout? That's what it could look like. Or I can make it this. It's just showing me common layouts with just that one block.
Oh, I like it on point. That's
I
kind of
know.
cool.
God,
Oh my
isn't that
God,
amazing?
yes.
or if you wanted to put stuff.
And for all you newbies
Look
watching,
at how different that's one block.
but I just want to show. Can you go back to horizontal layout? Let's just show people the difference between on point versus.
Well, I'm not done showing
I just
it
want to show
off.
people so people know what on point is.
Okay,
it's a technical.
horizontal.
That's horizontal, so they're square. They are perpendicular to the base, and if you go
Yeah.
on point,
That's more like.
and see that's an
That's
on
on
point.
point.
That's an on point setting because they turn it
But it's
sideways.
still that one block.
I know, and it totally changes the way it looks.
Isn't that amazing?
It's awesome.
Now, I'm not going to change colors in this program. I'm not going to add borders in this program. I'm not going to do all that fancy stuff. That's what Electric Quilt is for. But it allows you to
Eddie.
look at one block. And there are 4,000 of them in this book. And all of a sudden, you have so many different quilt patterns available to you.
I don't like to do those kind of quilts.
And for those of us who love the Cricut, it exports my quilt pieces
as
a SVG,
Ooh.
which is the vector files that all electronic cutting machines use.
Because we can't be bothered to use our rotary cutters anymore because we're just beyond that.
And when it puts them out there, I gotta show you this.
What's
Why
that?
did I do that?
Who's
Whoops.
You went and bought
I'm gonna-
vinyl.
I know.
When it puts
And let me
it
tell you
out
what,
there,
my Vault-Tech scooter was a hit on all the scooter
it
forums.
automatically, I get to tell it what my seam allowance is before I export it. I'll show you that. But then it automatically clips all your little triangles.
Oh, I know how you feel about those dog ears, so it clips them right off.
They're perfect. They're perfect. And I haven't had to do any of that.
Were you a fan of those Marty
sorts
Michelle?
it by the color that's there. So this has 3 colors right now in that block. So when it puts out its SVG, it automatically puts it out as a 3-color block.
Oh,
Yeah, I know,
nice.
right? It's very.
I guess that's supposed to mean something. I'm pretending I know
well,
what that means, but
if I'm doing a color per mat,
oh, okay.
I want the pieces sorted.
Oh, it sorts it out. Okay, I got
the
you.
pieces are then sorted by color.
So it's not going to cut all white, all the shapes out of the, like the white
It can
fabric.
if you wanted to,
But
but
it-
it comes out
Okay.
as whatever renditions it is in
cool.
here. What else it does is when I go to print, regular print, you know how I let my paper piece in?
Mm-hmm.
I can print. I
Paper.
can print my
Okay.
foundation patterns out.
Nice.
I can. On my
Which is
wax
good.
paper and I'm ready to go. I also can print out all my templates. If there's some odd shapes in you want to cut it yourself and you want little templates, I can print those out. I can also print out my rotary cutting instructions.
And that's all in this piece of software?
All in this one
Now,
piece
does that
of
software come with the book, or is that separate?
No, the book is separate. The book I didn't get till after I got the software. I got the software and then I went, oh my gosh, I need to have
And where
this
did you get
book.
the
This is
software?
beautiful.
Did you just download it?
Electric Quilt
Okay.
sells this Blockbase software. And they also have
But you don't need Electric Quilt to run it. You can run
You
this
do
thing.
not.
Okay.
You do not.
Nice.
And it's, to me, it's just so cool. Because, like, if I do rotary cutting, let's say you're not, so this is where I choose what size block I want.
Okay.
Okay? It's going to calculate it all. But what if I want a 6-inch block? I don't want 8 inches. I want a 6-inch block. This is where you set it. What if I don't want a 1/4-inch seam allowance? Because if I'm doing foundation paper piecing, I might want to include that to a 1/2 inch for fudge factor.
Okay.
Right? But I still want to cut it on
What if
my
I want
Cricut.
like 3/4 of an inch? Because
You
I'm
can put that
awful.
in too. You
No,
just
I'm
type
awful
it
at-
in. You type it in here. Do you want a round? Do you not want a round?
Oh yeah, round everything. Just
Usable fabric, not usable fabric. All of this.
Saved my life.
All of this. I don't know. Somebody's
what's the
praying in the
drama?
audience. I'm not sure.
a spider.
Oh my lord.
I
Yeah,
thought-
oh my lord.
That was very
So,
exciting.
so it's and let's say you don't want to make one block. You want
So have you
quilt
seen that
and you're
Netflix movie
making,
Big Ass Spider?
you know,
It's a
I'm making
fantastic
20
movie.
blocks.
Stop, she's talking.
I'm making 20 blocks. I want to show
Okay, so 20 blocks.
the rotary cutting chart.
Okay.
I have now told it I want a 1/4-inch seam allowance. I am making an 8-inch block, and I need to make 20 of them.
That's going to be 4x5 on a quilt at 8 inches, so you're going to be 40 by like 54.
Yeah, no,
Nice-
you
that's-
calculate all you want. I'm
It's a
going to push
nice-
the preview
it's a nice-
button, and it's going to tell me.
It's going to be a nice crib-sized quilt.
It's going to give me all the instructions on this sheet.
But that's for the blocks, not the quilt.
Well, I'm gonna put 20 blocks to make my quilt.
Yeah, okay.
If I was an EQ,
Then you could add
which
the
by the way can use all of these blocks, I
Okay.
would have everything I
Okay.
need. There's a question in the audience, Brent.
Yes, Danny, how can we help you?
How much is this book?
The book or the software? They're two separate pieces.
Each. So is the software the EQ you keep talking about?
No.
It's an add-on to, it's like a...
No, it is not,
Not an
an
add-on, it's
add-on.
like a bonus.
It's a standalone,
It's
which
a-
is what amazes me.
I'm so confused.
And how much does that software cost?
How much does Blockbase Plus cost?
Yes.
I can't remember, but I can look it up.
Is it under $100?
I truly can't remember. Let's look it up.
We'll look it up.
Let's
How
look
much
it
was
up.
the book?
The book, I believe I paid $49 for my book.
Really?
It's
That's
$59.95 on the back. So
I believe I got it for $49.
well, I'm just saying you probably did. I'm just saying it's...
I really thought it was gonna be $100 just for the book.
No, and I'm telling you, the book is, and what I love is you don't need the book if you like the software, but together, I mean, look at what you can design. Without, I have no idea what one block can do until you start just playing and you're like, wow.
Visual.
Yeah, it gives me that quick too. It doesn't take me a lot to figure it out.
But it has a lot of pretty pictures in it.
It does. It's fun to just sit and read when you're taking a dump.
That's a Brent comment.
But I think everybody does it. I mean, in my house, it used to be called the library. Where's Dad? He's in the library. We don't have a library.
I
Yes,
guess
you
I
do.
should put in Blockbase to find it.
So that would make my dad, instead of being a plumber, if we had libraries, what's that make him? Like a research assistant?
Oh, that didn't work.
Well, I'm looking at it and it says.
Oh, did you find it?
It says discontinued, Blockbase CD for Windows Products Electric Quilt Company.
No.
So
That's
what-
something else.
Okay.
That's something else. Blockbase Plus. Here it is. It's a downloaded guide. I probably bought, there's the book, $59.95. See for the book?
Yeah.
And then the software is $119.95. Works on both PCs and Macs too.
And that's not a bad price when you stop and consider the cost of a pattern.
It's like a zillion patterns.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It's like a zillion
Over
and
4,000 blocks to print in any size.
but it's true, it is any size. Just when you go to do the print screen, you put it in there, the size of your block there, that's it. And then if you're doing 20, we didn't spend a lot of time on it, it tells you how much yardage for those 20 blocks of the fabric
Of the
colors.
colors. Good, so that people could use this and then they could bring that into me instead of saying, I'm going to make 20 of these blocks. How much fabric do I need?
And this is, I mean, I don't know what block
I love
you won't
Liv's,
find
I love
in
Liv's
this
face because
book.
she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know what block wouldn't be in this book.
Well, I love the fact that like there's only so many quilt blocks out there. So when you see a quilt pattern,
I
it's
mean,
like,
it just goes on and on and on. I think there's 50 different New York beauties in here.
New York beauties.
New York beauties.
A New York beauty.
Look at the different
Where do you get a New York beauty?
stars.
What?
Lynn said you should get it for the store, so we
Aren't
wouldn't
these
have to bug you every
beautiful?
time
Look
about
at some
how
of
much
these.
fabric someone needs.
I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe. And the fact that you can do foundation
Okay.
patterns and templates and cricket making. I'm just,
I like it.
I'm in awe.
I like it.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, that's-
Danny just told me that we need to get this for the store so we can write it off. And then they can play with it instead of bugging me to do math. Because as I get older, my math is getting
It's
worse.
just amazing to me if you just pick up a block,
Yeah.
just a simple block, like any block.
Oh, I know.
It's
It's just
But people come in all the time and want to know how much fabric do you need. We could punch that in the computer, right?
and no, yeah.
Cause they'll bring in the block they wanna do, we can look that up.
isn't it
Yeah.
crazy? Isn't
Yeah.
it crazy?
I'm
I like
liking
it.
Like 1805.
1805.
Yeah,
What
and
happened? What happened that year in 1805? That
What
sounds like it was an
happened in
important year.
1805? Where's my block?
Okay, speaking of 1805, I once heard something that blew my mind. You know Wyatt Earp, the gunslinger? Like the famous sheriff? Did you know that he was a consultant on set for John Wayne as a stuntman?
Get out. No way.
Think about that. This man who is a Wild West sheriff, like old school, trotting around he was also a Hollywood stunt consultant. He the things he must have saw in his day. So that means that John Wayne himself was trained as a gunslinger by Wyatt Earp. Yep.
Son of a gun.
It was.
We learned so many trivia facts.
From
watching
you.
Look at
this show.
1805 is called The Wishing Ring,
All those
first
rabbit
published by
holes
Mrs.
down.
Danner in 1934. Look how different this block looks. Just horizontal
My birthday here.
versus horizontal 2,
Yeah.
meaning sashing.
Yeah.
Look at it on point.
Wow, on
That's
point is
the
really cool.
same block.
Wait, so the name of the block is 1805?
No, it's
That's the Brackman number.
number.
Brackman is the
Oh.
name of the person who spent 30
So-
years.
so like the Dewey Decimal System, we have the Brackman number for quilts.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. She created this to categorize different
We
blocks.
should get like a.
This is actually what she calls is category is 9 patch.
Yep.
Unequal 9 patch versus there's equal
Yep.
9 patches. This is an unequal 9 patch. But then she gives you information about it too, on where she found it and where it was published and what. I just find it very
Yes.
interesting as well. But look how different that one block can look.
Yeah.
I
It's-
just want measurement.
Well, watch this, Danny. Okay. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make something like that. All right. When I go, close this down. If I go to print and I say, I love this foundation pattern because you know me. To me, I would definitely paper piece part of this. I can change the size of it if I want to. I think I've done. Well, I'd have to. Oh, because I have to say custom first. Let's say I want to make them 12 inches. And 1/4 inch is fine. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to let it section. You can even sit here and tell it how you want to section it. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to go, thank you. Please show me what that's going to look like before I print. See what it did? See what it did? It sectioned it for me up here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I'm going to make strips. And see what these are? The strips.
Nice.
So I can make strips if I want and then sew the strips together.
Interesting.
Well, that's how I like to do it. You also can move these around to get them all on one page or longer file. I don't know. I can't on these because they're long. I'd have to tape my paper together. But
Or
you
you
can.
could make it bigger.
This page is interactive too, so
Yeah.
you can do changes here. If I were sending it to, I don't think I can show you on screen what it looks like if I'm sending it to. Well, I can show you templates. This is really handy. Just leaving it 10 inches. Look at that.
So those are the templates you need for each of the parts?
Those are the templates. Or you can say just print one of each template.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
On this block, I wouldn't have done that. But that's also what it would output to the
The
Cricut
Cricut,
as
yeah.
an SVG.
Yeah, that makes
Only
sense.
they would be color coded.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope, the fabric, you're asking where's the fabric?
Yeah.
That would be underneath rotary cutting.
Oh.
And this is where I would set my size and my seam allowance. If I wasn't using, let's say I had fat quarters, for instance, I could tell it, I don't have 42 inches of fabric, I only got 20.
Yeah.
And
20,
it'll just cutting directions based on that, but it's gonna assume 42.
Yeah.
And I can say how many blocks I want. And then when I look at it, it's going to tell me,
Yeah, like make 60 of those and 60 of those.
yeah, but where's the overall?
Yeah, I'd look at that. I'd be like 60. No, thank you. I'm moving on to a different
Oh,
project.
stop! No, but where's the overall?
I can think of.
I don't
Let's-
see the
Yeah.
overall size of fabric. I just.
Sew a lot of like
I'm just gonna start
pin, who
doing
pins?
kits.
Who pins things?
It's all put together.
Pins. I have an allergy to pins.
Me too.
Oh, stop it.
High five, Brent. High five.
Yeah.
You guys are like twinsies.
We are.
Anyway, that's
We
my
sew a lot
fun.
alike.
All right.
That's my newest funny.
All right.
fun
So I
thing.
guess that's it. Is that all we got?
Blockbase Plus.
Blockbase Plus.
Blockbase Plus
That was very
and the
exciting.
encyclopedia and. I
And the
just-
Brackman system of block. So if you have the
Yeah.
Brackman number, now we know where that comes from. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, it is a thing.
See, there's
It
these
is a
things out there
thing.
that I'm just
This
so
is
unaware
the.
of.
This is like the third. Yeah, this is the third edition
Wow.
of this book.
It's kind of a cool book.
Previous editions were not color,
No.
and Electric Quilt took it and put it in color, which I think.
It's really. I can see where you could just spend hours looking at it.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just got so much in it. Anyway.